Hey, sorry if anyone was tuned into that other the video that I just tried to do. The elements, my phone got hot and died, so I apologize for that. But I'm just gonna start over because nothing's gonna stop me from sharing this because it helped me recognize something in myself. And so if this information can help someone else, I want to be able to do that. So I'm going to share. And I cannot see, and I hope you guys could see me because it's like I have the phone inside and I'm outside. I'm really hoping that I'm not like a shadow person. Am I? Let's see. That better. Okay, there. Hopefully that's a little bit better, and hopefully my phone doesn't get hot. Let me get my glasses. All right. Technical difficulties. All right, so anyway, what I was saying was that I'm doing right now this it's a seminar for personal success and development. It's called PSI Basic, and it's a 3-day course, and it basically, well, it's not like a course, it's really like a seminar, but it's very interactive, and you really work on deprogramming some of those programs that we have that maybe we learned as children to survive however we were growing up, but in your adult life these programs don't serve you anymore, and you are sometimes operating in programs that are detrimental for the things that you want. Like, it's going against you being able to get to that next level wherever you want in your relationships, in like your business, your success. So one huge thing that we learned yesterday that I got from it was a dangerous thought process that I definitely could see a pattern where I have fallen into this thought process. And this thought process has to deal with how you show up in conflict, in situations where there's conflict, small, little, big, however, and it interrupts relationships from continuing to build and grow. So the first thing is that sometimes your conflict that you have, that you're dealing with, is perceived. Like, someone says something to you or does something and it triggers you in a way, but you are perceiving a conflict that is not even there because of how you're taking in the information. And that's one huge reason why this thought process of how you deal with conflict is really the opposite of what we should be doing. So the first thing is resentment. So that's like basically when you perceive a threat or you perceive an offense by someone, you perceive that someone has tried to harm you, then you go into this mode of resentment, and now you're just angry, you're resentful, your mind is going all the way to like, this person is the enemy type thing, and you're just thinking very negatively about that situation. The second part is resistance, and I'm like, this is where I like fall victim to, or this is where I like really like have a struggle with. Like, I resist whenever there's conflict. Like, that's when you're shutting down. You decide you're not going to communicate with this person anymore. You're blocking them on social media, you're ignoring texts, you're blocking their text messages, you shut down the conversation, you resist. Now you're like, there's a conflict, and now I'm in resistance mode. This is where you really should lean in, especially if you value the relationship, or it's somebody that you don't want to not continue to have a relationship with. This is where you should actually, instead of resist, is share like how that situation has impacted you using I statements like, I feel hurt by what you said, or I feel confused by what you did. Not you statements like, you said this and it was wrong. but just using those I statements to really have that other person understand where you're coming from in the situation and how it impacted you, because then that opens up the conversation. And when you have these open conversations with people, you can move on from situations and grow from it together, or at least have a better understanding and some closure. So that's the resistance area. And then the third area is revenge, like evening the score. Like, you did this to me, now I gotta make you feel the same way you made me feel. So, and revenge doesn't always have to be against that other person. Sometimes revenge happens within yourself. Like, you get mad at somebody for a situation like a bad relationship, so now you punish yourself and everyone else you deal with because of something someone else did to you. So there's the 3 R's: resentment, resistance, and revenge. And another huge takeaway that I got from this is that when it comes to relationships and conflict, you can have a winner and a loser and a loser, or you can have a win-win. You can deal with your relationships in a way where everybody wins. And that starts with being aware when you're going into the resistance, the resentment and resistance, and instead of leaning away or withdrawing, but leaning in and using I statements to really communicate where you're at and how you feel, and opening that communication so everybody wins, is a really good way to look at how you deal with conflict in relationships, other than I have to win, they have to lose. So anyway, that was my Cliff Notes. I know I probably didn't do it all the way justice of exactly the, 9 hours yesterday, but it was amazing. I'm really looking forward to today and tomorrow, and I'm gonna try my best to come in and give you guys like some Cliff Notes of what I'm learning in this process. All right, everybody have a happy Saturday. Bye.